Greetings. This is my little Epson EMP 700. In these days of high definition and ultra high definition TVs, projectors are almost a thing of the past. I still like it because it gives a comparatively large picture for doing computer work and occasionally watching a movie if you don't mind the 1024 by 768 resolution limitation that you get with an older projector. I thought I'd pass along a few tips that I've learned over the years about how to keep these old projectors running and get the maximum life out of your bulbs and the projector itself. One other maintenance tip with them is to make sure that you keep the filters clean. In the case of the old ones such as this, quite often the filter becomes the problem as it disintegrates over time. I've generally found out taking a dryer sheet makes a quick and easy no-cost substitute for this filter and keeps all this debris out of the projector, which of course is going to extend the projector's life and no doubt the projector image quality, since this material won't get back in with the bulb. I still enjoy sitting on the couch with a wireless keyboard and mouse and doing computer work and occasionally watching a movie. It also cleans up the wiring, since obviously I don't have to wire the computer up to the larger TV set. So for me, these old projectors are working out quite well. In the case of this one, it was discarded at work. Again, it was about 15 years old. At the time I got a hold of it, it didn't work. It literally had unsoldered itself on the inside, so I had to go back in and solder a circuit board that the solder apparently was cold soldered on. After that, it's worked fairly well. The biggest problem with projectors is the bulbs. They are very expensive, and indeed, in the case of an old projector like this, the bulb costs more than the entire old projector would.
Well, if you own a projector, there are several things you don't ever want to see. This is the first. Red light, bad bulb in the projector. Here's the second, that annoying replace lamp message you get in the lower left of the screen. Let's take a look at a couple of my old bulbs. This first one still burns. It's very, very dark. You can see the lamp itself is dark on the outside. If you look closely, you can see there's a crack right at the top of the bulb running horizontal on the screen. This bulb's definitely done. It's going to have to be replaced. Here's the second bulb. If you look at it closely, you can see it's still got the same crack the first bulb did. It only comes on and stays on for about 10 or 15 minutes, then it shuts itself off.
I ordered just the bulb on eBay and kept the bare carrier assembly to put the new bulb in. Again, this is a spare carrier off of an old bulb, and this can be a spare carrier. Once the bulb is cracked like this, generally speaking, the bulb will either not come on at all or it'll only come on for a very short period of time and then turn itself back off, both giving you a red bad bulb light on the projector. Of course, the only option here is to replace the bulb. Even the best projector bulbs only last about 2,000 to 3,000 hours, and then they get pretty expensive to replace. New bulbs and new projectors can cost upwards of $500. For these old units, you generally can pick one up on eBay somewhere between about $50 and about $120. Quite often it's easier and cheaper just to go ahead and buy the actual bulb itself. And quite often you can check the bulb itself and there will be numbers on the bulb that will tell you what to order without having to order the entire carrier itself. Then you can place just the bulb and not the entire carrier assembly. In this case, the numbers for this one are right here. Using these numbers, I can order just the bulb and then install it in the existing carrier. That usually will save you about half the cost of the bulb. When handling these bulbs, you should not do exactly what I'm doing right now, is using my bare hands to handle the bulb. The oils in your hand will tend to work their way into the glass and cause a premature bulb failure. The best way to extend the life of a bulb is to make sure that it has a chance to cool down completely after the projector has been on. Never turn the power off on one while the projector is running. Never bounce a projector bulb, meaning turn the power off without letting the bulb cool down completely to ambient temperature and then turn the power back on. Both of these will cause premature bulb failure if you do either one of those actions. In this case, the wife accidentally tripped the circuit breaker and turned the projector off immediately, and the bulb didn't have a chance to cool down, and it cracked in multiple places around it. This bulb itself will only come on and stay on for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then will turn itself off with a bulb failure light. You can reset the power by unplugging the unit and repeat the cycle, but the most you're ever going to get this bulb to stay on is going to be about 10 or 15 minutes. So this is a bad bulb. This is a bad bulb. Both bulbs are cracked because they didn't have a chance to cool down properly. In the case of this particular projector, there are no provisions to reset the bulb timer. I've noticed in several of the old projectors that they have this provision, 2 contact points, and then there is a little fuse in the back of the bulb. Apparently, when you plug the bulb in, you get a pulse of electricity that restarts the bulb timer, then it burns the fuse out. So if you replace just the bulb in the carrier, you'd also have to replace the fuse. My particular solution for this, since I think it highly unlikely the fuse is actually protecting anything, it's just there to let you know when the lamp has died. And you'll definitely have to buy a lamp because your lamp will keep giving you lamp warnings and start shutting down on you. Of course, since I have a new lamp, I need another solution. So my solution was to use some real fine wire in place of the fuse and to solder it between the 2 terminals. That way the projector will think it's got a new lamp in place. This way your useful bulb life can be extended because you won't be getting the replace bulb message on the screen. In the case of most manufacturers, they make model changes quite frequently, which means, of course, a projector may look very, very similar to the next projector that you just bought if you bought one, say, a year or so later, and yet require a different bulb. The bulb numbers specified for each projector quite often are different. And of course, in that particular case, sometimes the bulb costs more for the new projector than it does for the old projector. As you can see here from this bulb that I bought, the bare bulb in this case covers a wide range of projector bulb numbers. And in the case of this new bulb will work with several different Epson projectors in spite of the fact that the Epson company specifies different bulb numbers. All you really have to do is buy the one bulb and place it in each and every different carrier for the particular projector that you're using. Real time saver and real money saver just to have 1 or 2 bulbs in stock rather than a whole range of it if you happen to have several projectors all requiring different bulbs as far as the carriers goes, but in this case it'd all be the same bulb just installed in different carriers. Okay, here's my new bulb. This one's about $50, just a bare bulb. Here's the existing bulb that I'm going to be replacing. Note it doesn't require a heck of a lot of force to loosen that nut up. And again, this one's cracked pretty badly at the base, which means it won't stay on very long, if it will come on at all. Note that right there are the numbers, which will allow me to order just the bulb itself if I wanted to, which is exactly what I did. Here's what I ran into changing out these bulbs. And here again would be the one problem, of course, going the cheap route, buying just the bulb itself rather than the bulb and the carrier. The thickness right here where the lamp connects with the clips on the old style bulb is almost 1/8 of an inch thicker here than it is here on the new style bulb. So I've got to modify these two clips that go around here. This particular bracket worked out okay. But this, the threads are considerably different. So I'll have to go back and look in my parts box and see if I can find a metric nut that I can use with this particular bulb. Well, I'm back with the completed projector bulb. When you're tightening up the nut, make sure you just use finger pressure to get it tight. For the clips, I had to bend the top end on this end slightly tighter for this clip and this clip. Definitely a little bit extra work to just buy just the bare bulb and install it in a carrier, as you've no doubt noted. Of course, the nut had to be changed and was special, and then modifying the two clips. But again, the bulb itself is 50 bucks. The complete bulb with the carrier is probably closer to 100. So saving 50 bucks is the goal of this mission, and getting the same thing out of it. As to whether or not it's worth it, I'll have to let you be the judge.
I've had several of you tell me that I sound like Elvis, so thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Check back often. I got lots more coming. Take care, man. Be good.